welcome everyone. Soul leadership. There's a lot happening in the world today, and there's a need and a desire for people to really stand up with the wisdom that's coming into them in this lifetime. There's a lot of people out there leading really from a mind and an ego, but when an individual steps into the wisdom of their heart, into the wisdom of their soul, and leads from that space, then there's an entire different trajectory of possibility, of availability to how you can actually show up into life. I think often when leadership is brought up into conversation, there's usually this place of control and organization. But to lead from a space where you actually feel deeply in whole union from within and can come from that place of not needing to shift anybody, but to celebrate humanity as they are and to actually lead from that place. That's really what we'll be journeying together for 6 days in the Soul Leadership Retreat, where we go day by day as a community. Because what happens when an individual comes into deeper integrity in themselves, and that's the first part of the Alaya training, is an individual coming. If you haven't been to our Living Tantra, it's a great opportunity to do so. When they come and they find integration of who they are from within, and then soul leadership, our level 2 of Alaya, is when we can come together and we're strong and whole as who we are, and then we come together in community. And it comes much more of a group soul, a transpersonal journey of, I'm really good at this, you're really good at this. How can we show up and support each other, lift each other up on our shoulders to really bring our genius out into the world? That's where we are as a civilization, as a humanity. And the time has come now to really step into that place. So if you're feeling that pull inside of you, that pull that's like, I know there's something more that I'm here to do with my life. My job seems a little bit meaningless. I enjoy connection. I enjoy relationship. I enjoy bringing joy and gratitude and thanksgiving into people's lives. Then step into a place where you can harbor the skills to support you into being a more powerful, more heart-centered leader out into the world. What are your thoughts on this, darling?
I've always kind of associated soul more with the feminine and leadership more with the masculine. And for me, soul leadership, it's a good metaphor for the inner union of masculine and feminine. What happens when we're leading not from a place of mind or ego or structure, but rather we're allowing structure, mind, and logic to be fed from the soul. So what that looks like is that, we're whole beings and we're actually listening to our hearts, we're listening to our intuition, we're listening to our hits, our hunches, we're listening to feedback from people and what they're needing. And then what we're able to do is go, okay, so from this space of deep listening, this is my vision, this is my creation. And then where the leadership actualizes in embodied manifestation is that a more masculine energy comes in and takes action on that and provides the structures and organizational skills that's required. And really what I very much appreciate about our Tantra school is that I'm at the stage now where I get to just kind of pour out my creativity and give my beautiful business partners, Tara and Antosh, all of my vision. And so does Aaron. And then what they do is they action that, give it the structure it needs, and really celebrate the aliveness of the feminine, the aliveness of feeling, the aliveness of the heart space. So, you can't have one without the other. And of course, we're still taking action at times and providing structure, and they're still listening to their intuition. But what I feel is we've all got our inner union, and then the business structure in itself has naturally and organically unfolded into this beautiful masterpiece of what Aaron was talking about, where our gifts are combining and we're actualizing things just as they naturally occur based on everybody's roles and what's really moving from within us in terms of what we're passionate about. So soul leadership, you're no longer doing things because you should or doing things because it sounds like a good idea. You're doing things because you're honoring that inner space, that inner voice, that passion, the flame in your heart that's ignited and then wants to ignite other souls.
And the other part about this training is that there's a lot of people, we get inquiries all the time from people around the world that are wanting to become practitioners, that are wanting to become teachers in this field of Tantra. And what Soul Leadership really is a platform for people to come in to learn more effectively and to remember the skills of what they actually bring. And so Soul Leadership is a second part of a three-part training with Alaya that really harbors and supports an individual to become a powerful leader in the world, to learn the specific skills that they've now become more mastery in terms of who they are as a being and their balance between masculine and feminine. And that's in the level one. The level two is from that balance, they then apply it into their life. They apply it with their family and friends. They apply it with their business. They apply it out into the world. And that's really deep application of their wisdom that's really at the core of their heart to be applied to everyone else out there. And for me, I would have loved to find a training like this 10, 15 years ago when I first came into the self-development, personal development, all of this world, because this is the longing that I desired, was to lead from the soul. And so a lot of what I've come into, and I know the same for my beloved, is creating a space for people to actually meet eye to eye, soul to soul, and to say, I see you, brother, I see you, sister, I celebrate you, and my gifts are here, not just for me, but also for you. And in that service that comes from the heart, there's a tremendous trajectory that happens into the world. There's something that's seeded, that happens together in that group space that's unlike anything else that I've ever seen, and which is why I know for myself, I've dedicated my life to bringing out the soul essence of people out into the world. So if that soul essence that you've flavored it, you've tasted it, you want more of it, come explore with us for a week to really get even more clear. Work away all the cobwebs, the things that don't work anymore. Let that all slide away so that you can step into the full power, the full potential of why you have incarnated into this form in this moment in time.
Yeah, beautiful. And what I really love about the way that you lead is that you're leading from the heart in the teaching space, but then also when he's interacting with me and the kids and his own family. So that piece around soul leadership, not just being something that, oh, I'm a leader and I'm up here teaching or I'm serving or whatever it is that you do, but actually soul leadership, it drips out into everything. And you're leading every time you touch a heart with the essence of your soul and with love, instead of with the mind, which is very much what people are doing. You know, we're all having these a lot of people are having superficial conversations or conversations that are very mind-based that still may be deeply philosophical at times. But are they really here and embodied and in the heart? And are we really sharing our soul essence? And the reason it's so hard for people to share from that space, and this is a big part of what we're going to be teaching, is because we don't know how to surrender. We don't know how to surrender before the greatness of the mystery and actually allow our soul's destiny to unravel, because we're so busy trying to figure everything out and so focused on the future. So really, when you can just let go and go, what's here? You know, there's been processes that we've led before, and we've encouraged people to just come into their soul, and they were so surprised at what came out. And that's the workings of the feminine. You know, she is a mystery. You don't know what to expect. So, getting in touch with your feminine essence, that creative life force energy, is a big part of this week. Another big part is that a lot of entrepreneur courses that you do, or a lot of business advice or coaching, it gets you very pumped up at a conceptual level and gets you going, okay, so all I have to do is believe this and I can make it happen. And you hear inspiring words from a teacher who really has mastery over their beliefs, and that's great. But that's the first stage of awakening, I guess. It's like when you start to have a shift of perception and see things differently and go, oh, okay, if I'm positive outcome focused, that actually feels a lot better in my body than being negative outcome focused. Or if I say to myself when in the morning, it's going to be a really good day, rather than thinking about all the things I've got to do, that's pretty awesome too. And then when you hear about, oh, this person's achieved this person's achieved that. And the way that they've done it is through manifestation and visualization. All of our dopamine starts running and our serotonin levels go up, and we start to kind of feel this sense of confidence and this sense of stepping out of a mainstream world, which is very based on results, which doesn't really teach us about how beliefs control our reality, and which doesn't give us the little secret that we're limitless. So once we learn all this, we get very excited and pumped up. Now, that's the first stage of awakening, and the soul is starting to go, oh, okay, I don't just have to do what everybody else does. I don't just have to work a 9-to-5 job and pay off a mortgage and, maybe have some free time on the weekends. It's this enlivening space of learning how to bring more joy, bring more passion, and honor ourselves. Then there's the next stage of awakening, which goes beyond intellectual concepts, and it's a space of actually living and breathing inside a body which, although you're not identified with, you completely honor as having the deepest wisdom that you can possibly attain. And once that shift happens, then your cellular memory starts changing, because rather than you just changing what you do and how you think and how you talk and how you relate to people, which is all great, rather than you just getting smarter on how to do all of that, but still the old patterns are showing up and you're still kind of reacting to similar things and you're still unsure, okay, I'm doing what I love, but why isn't the money flowing in? Or I'm doing what I love, but why is there still so much stress? Or I'm trying to find what I love, but I can't find what it is. All of these problems that I see showing up in the clients that I coach, really what it has to do with is that those beliefs have not yet been grounded in the body. The cells are still remembering small. They're still remembering an erosion of self-esteem. And that's through a variety of things that happen. So what we really want to do is we want to start being able to respond to life differently at a cellular level. And the only way that we can do that is to experience something different at a cellular level. So this week is going to not just be a week of you learning with the mind. It's going to be a real chance for you to be seen by your brothers and sisters as the soul that you are. It's going to be a chance for you to find expression that goes beyond your genetics and conditioning. It goes beyond what you were validated for from your parents and your teachers as being good. And it stops you from kind of putting a lid on things that were considered bad. And it goes, fuck good and bad. Who the fuck am I? And I'm ready to be that person. So if you're ready to claim your space in the world as the soul that you are, without any influence from the external world other than your strong desire to serve it, then this is a great space for you to be in.
So check out the information below. We're excited. I love teaching alongside this beautiful woman and bringing our own soul's gift out for each one of you. So if this is catching to you, if there's something inside of this that you're ready to step into more than what you're currently doing in your life, and you're wanting some support, some guidance, some greater tools and resources to allow you on that journey, then come take a journey with us. Come spend a week with us into soul leadership and really establishing and creating and being the individual that you know you become here to be. We'll see you soon.